Hey, everybody. Hi, beautiful hearts. I heart you. I heart you. Peekaboo. Peekaboo, I heart each of you. Hi, replay people. So glad of you to join us today as we give a moment for live people together. So it's good to see of you. Thank you for joining us for the Midday Moment. If it's your first time joining us, I'm your host, Dr. Davina Jones, and it is my pleasure to share with you these in the middle of the day inspirational nuggets, inspirational moments. It's really a part of my private prayer time, and then I get a chance to share it with you publicly. So thank you so much for joining. The midday moment is the place where we expect great things, not because we ignore the questions of our day, not because we ignore the challenges of our day, but we expect great things because we recognize that we are fully human and fully divine. And our fully human selves, we got a lot of questions, y'all. In our fully divine selves, we've got answers. And so the midday moment is designed to help you tap into the divine. Because when you tap into the divine, you tap into your answers, you tap into your flow of life, you tap into your river of peace, your river of wellness. Yes. And so we share the midday moment with you. And we are part of a larger network called Kingdom. And so we invite you to scroll through the midday moment page, and you too can then share in our Kingdom menu. Okay, so welcome, and let's see. Ooh, let me share. Let's see if I can share the midday moment. I don't desire for it to turn off the music. Okay, come on, y'all. Oh, geez, it's time. It's time for the midday moment. Come on, y'all. It's time for the midday moment. I hope it's gonna turn off. It's time. Oh, for the midday moment. Music turned off. Moment. Oh, it's time. Had a feeling it was going to do that. All right. I'm expecting. I'm expecting great things. Yes, I'm expecting great things and creating. And I'm creating great things. I'm creating great things. Tell me, where are you creating? In my life. You can't create in nobody else's life but your own. I'm creating great things. Now, because of what you create in your life, it can spread abroad. Yes, we can share, but it starts with you. I'm creating great things all around. All around. Everywhere I show up, I bring me as a part of creating great things. Yes. Eyes may not see, but I choose to believe. Oh, eyes may not see, but I choose to believe. You may not see, but I choose to believe. Them over there, them may not see, but I choose to believe. I believe in great things. All right, everybody, say thank you, theme song. Thank you, theme song. Theme song says, you are welcome. All right, that's our theme song, great song. I love that. Even when I'm not doing the midday moment and I play that song, it just automatically helps to center me in truth, center me into my wellness, my sense of wellness and peace and all of that. So I love that. Okay. And I'm trying to multitask as normally I'm on another device. And so those of you that are with me, you also probably see that I'm not in my normal space. I have to work on I'm working at a different campus today. And so I have a borrowed office. So this office is going to be blessed when I leave up out of here. This is a blessed space today. Okay. All right. Share. Very good. And I invite you to like and share as well. All right. So you all see the topic today. Why do fools fall in love? Mm, mm, Why? Why? Oh, why? So we are finishing up getting rid of the junk. If you've read on an earlier timetable, you may have finished the reading, and that's okay. We're taking our time because we're going to milk the cow. All right. So this week, we're going to finish up the last few pages and getting rid of the junk. And then, bop, bada, bop, bada, bop, bop, bop. And that was, what if we heard that from bop, bada, I don't know. Anyways, I made it up. Anyways, this is what's next. That's why we're cleaning out the junk. I got my copy. I got my copy. We're cleaning out the junk because then we're making room for our keys, the keys to good living, the keys to happiness, the keys to joy, the keys to peace, the keys to wellness, the keys to health, harmonious relationships, and prosperity, the keys to life, and that more abundantly. That's what we're making room for, all right? And so, depending on your affiliation within our kingdom network, then your local entities may already have your copies. Others of you, you can email the author, Dr. Deborah R. Pulley, and you can email him at doctorpulley, okay? And you can request your copy. And you can inquire if they have paperback copies available for you or digital copies, okay? Because next week, this is where we're starting. Yeah, we're starting with the keys. So we're throwing away the trash, getting rid of the junk so we can start with the keys. I don't know how it looks over there, okay? We're throwing away the trash. See that trash can? Busada. I think that's how you say trash in Spanish. Busada. Throw away that trash can. Busada. Okay, that's from Door to Explorer. And making room for the keys. And so as we make room for our keys, then we're going to go into staying on key. I'm telling you, there is a way for you to live an abundant life, and we're helping you to get there. All right, so let's dip into today. That was the commercial for where we're going. Let's dip into the day. So today we're finishing up. We're on day 42. So remember, I just kind of left off on 41 last week. So on day 42, you read on your own time. And I give you some reflections, a little bit of background, and I give you some reflections. So really central to the reading for today, and really we've been talking about in this last section of the book, we've really been focusing on identity. Who are you? Who am I? Why am I here? Why was I born? What's it all about? Who am I? That is really centered. I've said very often in the midday moment, when people are challenged with answering the fundamental question of who am I, that is what really feeds us sometimes living so deeply in depression, oppression, suppression, and sometimes suicidal thoughts. Who am I? Why am I here? What's it all for? And it's not a new question. This has been the question from the beginning, a trick question that we have been exposed to since I shouldn't say since the beginning, but certainly since the origin of the stories of Adam and Eve. Okay. The original creation stories, all right, which origin is rooted in there. Nonetheless, I'll work on the vocabulary for that and really learning to be sensitive to vocabulary. So some of you know the Genesis story where Adam and Eve, most people know it, no matter our religious affiliation, where Adam and Eve in the beginning, and they're told to stay away from this particular tree and eat the fruit, and they did it anyways and whatnot. And a part of that story is that the quote unquote serpent, however literal, figurative life application you process that. Remember, we read for life application. It's a lot of snakes talking to you. It's a lot of snakes you listen to. It's a lot of toxic things. That's why we've been getting rid of the junk. So why we've been getting rid of the junk, because it's a lot of toxic things. Last week I talked about being domesticated. It's a lot of toxic thinking that you give yourself to that you sometimes give ear to. It's not about a particular person. Okay, but we've entertained a lot of toxic thoughts, feelings, concepts, experiences, and so forth. And so that's the snake. Okay, toxicity is the snake that we're talking about in this moment. And so because Eve entertained toxic thinking, she was told in that toxic thinking that if you eat this tree, you're going to be like God. And the truth is that they were already made in the image of God. We are already made in the image of God. We are made in the image of love, honey. We come from the energy of love, made in the energy of love. Different shades. Yes, different expressions, different forms of expressions, but all love. That is our story. It is indeed a love story. However, when you don't know who you are and when you don't know that and embrace that, you then listen to toxic thinking. Why do fools fall in love? Why do we end up doing stuff? Why do we end up in situations that don't serve our highest good? And it's not judgment. It's not judgment. I've been there. I have been there. But why do fools fall in love? Why do we fall into foolish things? Why do we find ourselves in foolish cycles, acting out foolish things with other foolish acting, thinking people? Why? Because we don't know who we are. That's it. You didn't know who you were. And so, my three Jones jewels today, I borrow from the Bullet Point Library. Number one, discover. If you're going to keep yourself out of foolish stuff, I'm not talking condemnation. I'm just saying, because when I talk to kids, I've said this often when I do inspirational chats with different groups. Whenever we ask little kids, I ask little kids, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? Not one child has ever told me, not until they talk to you first. But not one child, without having talked to you first, not one child has told me, oh, I just want to do foolish stuff like live. I want to, just live in cycles of abuse. I want to go hungry. And, I want to be in bad relationships. And that's not what kids tell me. Kids never say that stuff. They don't even say stuff like, I want to live paycheck to paycheck. All their dreams are rich and plentiful as children before they start dealing with us. So why do fools fall in love? And so if you're going to keep yourself out of stuff that don't serve your highest good, you're going to have to, number one, discover who you really are. You're going to have to discover who you really are. One of my favorite, I'm going to be sharing today. I've shared often. I'm sharing again from this one. This is next to the Bible. This is my favorite book. This book really was my Bible for several years because I know testimony. I connected the Bible to toxic church people stuff. And so I stopped reading the Bible for like 8 or 9 years. I would glance at it, but a lot of scriptures and things that I had memorized and lived on, I don't, because I didn't desire to deal with toxic people stuff from toxic church stuff. Okay. And so this was my bridge. This was my bridge. I'm going to be sharing with you out of Louise Hay. And one of my favorite quotes out of here is when she says, I am discovering new talents I did not know I had. I am discovering new talents that I did not know I had. I am discovering new talents that I did not have. And you might say, well, let's talk about talents. Yes. But remember, you are a unique divine. You are a unique, divine, unrepeatable expression in the earth. And a part of your unique, divine expression in the earth is the unique talents you have, the unique ways of doing, the unique ways of being, the unique ways of expressing that you are. And all of these uniquenesses about you are clues to your identity. That you were not born by accident. There are no accidents. You're not here by chance. And until you discover that, you're going to be fools falling in love. Until you discover that you are not a mistake. Until you discover that you are not an accident. Little tough one, but until you discover the experiences in your life, no matter how graphic they are not an accident. I know that's a tough pill to swallow. But even the experience that feels so disgusting and so degrading and so humiliating, if they teach you nothing else, they teach you that it is not the fulfillment of love and that there is something else for you to experience. If they teach you nothing else, those moments have taught you that there has to be something more. They have revealed to you there has to be something more. There has to be something more. And so discover. In order for you to stay out of the trash can, come on. In order for you to stay out of the trash can, in order for you to stop living in the trash can, unless that is your choice. And some people, because they have kind of lost hope, that's what they do, because they've lost hope. That's no judgment. I'm just saying you got a choice. I'm not going to judge your choice. We feed the homeless. We feed our brothers and our sisters that are without a traditional home. We feed them without judgment. We're learning not to judge because it's your choice. Okay? For those of you that choose metaphysically not to live out of the trash can, it requires that you, Jones Jewel number 1, borrowed from the Pulley Point Library, you discover who you really are. Jones Jewel number 2 from the Pulley Point Library, develop. As you discover new sensitivities about yourself, as you discover new pullings, new awakenings, new feelings about yourself, what moved you, what inspired you, what picked you, pricked you, pointed, as you discover that, because a part of discovering those things is discovering you, who you really are. As you discover that, you get a chance to develop it. And it is never too late to develop your sense of identity. It is not too late for you to develop your sense of identity. I'm going to read one of my favorite passages from my Louise Hay book. It's on, what is it, page 29? Okay, page 29. I love this. Okay, I got to read quickly. I see my time. Oh my gosh, I love this. Never make the mistake. We say there are no mistakes. Never think that you're too old for anything or to discover more truths about yourself. Never think you're too old to discover and to connect even further and even deeper with the real you, because that's why fools fall in love, because they don't do this. Okay. All right. So never think that it's too old for you to discover you. My own life, this is Louise Hay writing, my own life didn't begin really to have true meaning until I was in my mid 40s and when I started teaching at age 50. Hello, yours truly turning to 50 this year. Ew. And so she says at age 50, I started my publishing company. I feel like I'm prophesying to myself. I started my publishing company at the age of 50 on a very, very small scale. It don't matter if it ain't grand and grandiose right now. At age 50, I started my publishing company on a very small scale. At age 55, I ventured into the world of computers, taking classes and overcoming my fear of them. It's a whole lot of stuff I look at now what my nieces are doing. I'm like, what? So I'm learning to overcome my fear and embrace, okay? At 60, and it's a challenge, but I'm working on it. At 60, I started my first garden and have become an avid organic gardener who grows her own food. At 70, I enrolled in a children's art class. Come on, somebody. A few years later, I totally changed my handwriting, inspired by the author Vamala Rogers, who wrote, Your Handwriting Can Change Your Life. At 75, come on. Thank you, Bluetooth. At 75, I graduated from a children's art class to an adult art class and have started to sell my paint. I resonate. I was an adult and went to swimming class because I told my students I didn't know how to swim. So they all collected some money and sent me to the YMCA, and so I could try to learn how to swim. So at 75, I graduated from the children's art class to the adult art class, and I've started to sell my paintings. My current art teacher wants me to get involved with sculpture next. And recently I took up yoga and my body is making positive changes. A few months ago, I decided to stretch myself in the area of that scared me, and I took up ballroom dance. It goes on and on. Let me tell you, it is never too late to discover and develop. If you're going to develop, you're going to have to get out here and do some stuff. Get on out there and try. Get on out there and have at it. It's not too late. It's not too late. Okay. So discover, develop. And Jones Jewel number 3, bar from the Pulley Point Library, is demonstrate. Because Louise Hay yielded herself to discover, yielded herself to develop, what she demonstrated is amazing. The Hay House is one of the most noted metaphysical publishing companies throughout the earth. Throughout the earth. And she has managed to train and reproduce seeds of that in other Hay House speakers that travel around and go about. I know there will never be another Louise Hay. It's not supposed to be a Louise Hay. What it's supposed to be is you. She did her part. Now let's do our part. I gotta go. I'm at my time. I gotta go. I'm at my time. So why do fools fall in love? Because you don't know who you are. Why do you do foolish stuff and end up in foolish cycles? Because you don't know who you are. But we have a chance. We have an opportunity. We have an opportunity to discover, develop, and demonstrate our true, our core, our highest sense of identity and purpose in the earth. All right. Gotta go. I love y'all. All right, like and share. I love you. Like and share. I'm celebrating the fact that yes, Elder Katrina reminded me. We never despise your small beginnings. We have been traveling and we have had moments where we've hit our 10 live viewers and moving about. So we're going from we're growing and expanding. We're growing and expanding. The YouTube, we got to 100 on the Davina Jones YouTube channel. Yay! That means some special stuff. I don't know what all the special stuff it means, but it means some special stuff. That's like goal number one on YouTube. Get your 100. I know it's people out there got millions of viewers, but you got to start somewhere. Stop comparing yourself. You got to start somewhere. And I'm not ashamed of where I'm starting at the age of 49. Okay? Don't I look cute? All right, y'all. I love y'all. And you are beautiful too. Say that about yourselves. You're beautiful. Say that about yourself. Okay? All right. Gotta go. I love y'all. I heart you. Take care, everybody. Blessings. God bless you. And you know it. God be you. Take care.